Can you check with Jonathan's link? Won't take the Zoom link. Shane, can you hear me?
I can hear you loud and clear.
Wonderful. We are waiting for Jonathan. Wonderful. I mean, till the time people come, at least we can start the discussion, at least introduction. Gunakar is from Assam. So Gunakar is a very well-known theater director specializing in folk in theater, how to apply folk in theater. So, and Shane is a wonderful theater personality, having its real. I had the opportunity of briefly chatting with him that day, and it was so interesting to have a discussion with him. And I'm sure other friends will love him speaking. Today's a short, will be wonderful. And is here, so maybe I will start. So welcome, friends, in this second webinar. Two Ripples, as you know, it's a festival of BanglaNatak.com in association with British Council, where we are promoting music, theater, arts, handicrafts, sustainable tourism. And this year, the festival focuses on District Bardhaman, as well as an international webinar on 3 ways. Today is theater, and tomorrow is craft and sustainable tourism. And it's a pleasure to invite you all, and people who are participating, my other panelists, go into the details of theater. It's a pleasure to welcome Jonathan in this meeting, and may I request Director Arts of British Council, Jonathan, to say something. Jonathan.
Amit, good morning, everybody. It's lovely to see you, if only remotely for the moment. And yeah, I wanted to sort of be a part of the whole festival, if I could, dipping in and dipping out. It's my main contribution. Hopefully, will be tomorrow. But obviously, every segment is relevant to the other. So we divided it up into a few days, but it's all thought of collectively, jointly. So yeah, lovely to see you all.
Thanks, Jonathan. As you know, yesterday we had the first one in music, and the second one is theater. And Jonathan, other than being his Director Arts of British Council, he also has a huge interest in theater. And when we were speaking briefly, so he's a person who was giving us the guidance on that. So with Jonathan, with this, I think it will be very nice if we first hear from Shane about his experience, and let all of us listen to him, and then we will go for a conversation with him. So Shane Shambhu, wonderful theatre director from UK. His organization, he has opened, his name is, organization name is Altered Scheme. So such a beautiful name, creative thinking. And so welcome, Shane, and look forward to hearing from you.
Thank you so much, Amitabha. And I'd just like to firstly Council India and for Bangla Natak for inviting me to join this panel today and share my practice and thoughts with you. As Amitabha mentioned, my name is Shane Shambhu, and I'm the creative director of Altered Skin, which is a multilingual theatre company based in Birmingham in the UK. And company, I'm not specifically referring solely to the diversity of spoken languages we use in our productions, but performative languages too. The work we create is devised and written from exploring ideas from the principles of Bharatanatyam, which is an art form I'm trained in, and I'm sure many of you know. So the base of our work stems from Bharatanatyam and its thinking. And through collaborative working with actors, dancers, and other creatives, such as video projection, costume and set, we arrive at a form of, I suppose, stylized hybrid dance and physical theatre. But explaining this feels like I have to use specific labels that can feel in some way reductive. And this kind of categorization is a Eurocentric approach. Everything has its denomination: theatre, dance, visual arts, poetry, etc. But coming from my artistic background of Bharatanatyam, I don't see this separation, or I don't see it as an obstacle and a barrier to, well, actually, I see it as an obstacle and barrier to creativity. And I recognize, and granted, there is a specific skilled discipline within each of these perceived genres, but as creative human beings, the need to express and communicate cannot be defined. And for me, to unlocking my original creative practice, the ability to not be defined, but be led by what is expressed and communicate that feeling. However, following this philosophy, I suppose, has been difficult for me in Britain for a number of different reasons. Firstly, there is me as a South Indian male to present only Indian and stories. Secondly, there's a significant lack of understanding of Bharatanatyam and I suppose the genre-defying ways in which it could be explored. And thirdly, the inability for Western theatre to accept culturally different approaches to theatre as equal. So the question really for me is, how do I overcome these expectations and these challenges? And first and foremost, I have to understand the reasons that these expectations are being placed upon me. And in all three of these challenges I presented, the connecting factor is who I am and what I represent is being upheld. I am the other, the different one, the odd one. So it's only through genuine explorations I realized I didn't have to learn, imbibe, or imitate any of the Western ideas of theatre and art, but everything lies within me, within my own practice, my own art form, my thinking, my spoken languages, my history. And so it was important to draw metrical, imaginative, and to some extent clever ways to subvert expectation, fabric of my identity, my national identity even, my so-called Britishness, and what create and represent my multiplicity of being. See, I grew up in East London,